Hi everybody, welcome to today's webinar. We will get started at about 1:05 just so that people have enough time to join, make sure that they can hear us properly, things like that. So please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and let us know a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what programme you're hoping to study, and we'll get started at about 1:05. Okay, thanks for that, everyone. If you are still interested, please pop your details into the chat. I can see there's a lot of people from all across the world, so it's great to have you all here with us today. So today's webinar is going to be navigating the virtual learning environment. So before we start, I just want to do a quick little sound check. Can you hear me? If you can't hear me, make sure you're following these So if you're joining from a web browser, try refreshing. Ensure you have your speaker switched on and connected to Teams. If you're still having trouble, pop a message in the Q&A box and my colleague Gemma can help you out there. So I am hosting today. My name's Fari. I'm one of the enrolment advisors here at Heriot-Watt Online. And joining us in the chat section, we have Gemma, who's the enrolment manager, and she will be answering any questions that you might have during the webinar today. So a quick agenda. So we'll do a little bit of a quick introduction to online learning with Edinburgh Business School at Heriot-Watt University. Obviously, the reason we are all here is navigating the virtual learning environment. I'll do a little bit of an FAQ and then I will open up the session for a Q&A session at the end. So you're more than welcome to pop any questions that you might have in the chat throughout the webinar. Gemma will either answer them at that time, or she might leave them for me to answer later on in the webinar. Also, if you have any questions, you can pop them in at the end, and I'll open it up further for a bit of a Q&A session. So why study online specifically? So at Heriot-Watt, we realised that there's a need for professionals to develop their knowledge and skills alongside while they are working full-time and other commitments that they might have. So studying a postgraduate degree via online learning allows you to obtain new knowledge and update your existing skills and apply these directly into your own workplace in real time, as well as obviously expand your professional network as well. As you can see in this webinar here, we have lots of people from all across the world. That's an opportunity for you to expand your professional network. And when you join us as well, you'll see that there's different discussion boards that I'll go through later, and you can get to know people that way as well. So integrating your study with full-time employment, your new skills and knowledge can immediately benefit yourself and the organisation that you might already be in, or an organisation that you are looking to get into further. So why would you then choose studying online at Heriot-Watt? So as one of the most progressive and international institutions based in Scotland, you'll have the opportunity to thrive both personally and academically during your time with us. So we actually have over 25 years experience in delivering distance learning. Back in the 90s, we started the MBA as distance learning. Now it looks a little bit different as to what you would be studying now. We used to send out massive textbooks in the post, and you would set your examinations in person. So it's a bit different as to what it is now, but we've developed over that time into what we have now. So we're a highly reputable university. We're currently ranked 32nd in the UK and 235th worldwide. We're actually first in Scotland and fourth in the UK for graduate employability. So 84.2% of our graduates are either in full-time employment or further study 15 months after their graduation. You'll also become global connected. So the Watt Club is our graduate alumni, and we have over 20,000 countries and 20,000 graduates, in 160 countries worldwide. So wherever you are in the world, you'll probably find someone that is a graduate of Heriot-Watt University. So you're looking at online, you're looking at on campus. What's the difference? So what will your certificate look like? So any programme that you complete as an online student gives you the exact same qualification to that of your on-campus peers. So for example, if you were to undertake our MBA as an online learning student, you'll be equally as qualified as someone who undertakes our MBA on campus. So your degree certificate is identical to that of our on-campus students, and there's no mention of online learning on a certificate. So if you're studying online, there's absolutely no mention of online learning. It's the exact same certificate as you would receive if you were to study an MBA in person. So what about support? I'll obviously go through this a little bit in the virtual learning environment. However, these are just some of the things that we have to support you in your studies. So your online ebooks, you have 24/7 access to this. So it's not like a sort of traditional library that will close at 10 p.m. You have access to this 24/7. You also have academic support from your tutors on weekdays. So that will be during their own office hours. So obviously every tutor is different as it would be on campus. They have their own office hours and you can book in Teams calls with them, Skype, you can email. We also have discussion boards and cafe areas. So discussion boards are where your tutors also have access. I'll show you this within the virtual learning environment. And then cafe areas are a more informal area where you can put your name and the country that you're from and get to know people as if, you were on a cafe on campus. We also have our Introduction to Digital Study and our Introduction to Academic Skills courses. Now, these are courses that are free for you when you start. So if you haven't studied online before, or it's been a while since you've studied, or if you're just wanting to give yourself a bit of a refresher about what online learning at Heriot-Watt specifically is like, you can take these courses. They're both about 4 hours each, and it gives you a real insight into what's expected at our university specifically and how our virtual learning environment works specifically. You'll also have access to LinkedIn Learning, so you can continue your learning on as and when you see fit. So we are only an email away. If you do have any questions at all, I will pop our email address in here at the very end of this webinar. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We always welcome emails and we will get back to you in a timely manner, and you can also book a call with us as well. So Teams chats are also welcome by your tutors. If you've got a quick question, your tutors will be happy for you to send over a Teams message to them. Teams is what we use university-wide, so this is the best way to contact them really. The discussion forum, as I said, allows you to create topics and discuss areas of your learning with both the academics and your peers. So within the discussion board, it is both tutors and your fellow students that have access to this. So you might present a question, academics can answer it, but also your fellow peers can answer it, and you can start a discussion there. So how does online learning work? So as an online student, you gain the same qualification and same degree certificate as that of an on-campus student. The academic standard is exactly the same for on-campus learning and online learning, and all students undertake the same or equivalent coursework and assessments. So online students enjoy the same support services as on-campus students. However, there are going to be some fundamental differences between studying online and on campus. That just comes with the nature of the programme. So the reason we're all here, navigating the virtual learning environment. So I'm going to go through a bit of a demo. What you'll see in the demo is a sample of some teaching materials, explanation of the assessment, tips for getting most out of your course, sample knowledge checks, quizzes, assignments, which do not contribute to your final mark. I'll show you which these are. If you are wanting to follow along with me, you are more than welcome to. So follow this link here. This takes you directly to the demo page, and the username and password are simply demo. So I've already popped that into the page just so that it's a little bit easier for us to follow. And I'll start showing this now. So let me just get this sorted and share my screen. So if you just bear with me. As I say, I've already logged in to the portal just for ease of use. So when you first log in and you've popped the username demo and the password demo, it'll take you directly to this dashboard. So this demonstration course gives you a flavour of what it's like learning with us. It's obviously an abridged version of one of our most popular courses, includes the first two modules and the introduction materials, which is what I'll go through mostly. The course dashboard gives you a snapshot of where you are in the course. It summarises your scores and participations and includes links to material that you can download offline. So you can see down here, it gives you in percentage and along this nice little bar, your progress. It shows you your last section visited, and you can return directly to the session from there. And then it gives you your average test mark. Now, this doesn't form part of your final grade. We have built-in knowledge checkers throughout the programme that will come up here. So you can see, if you're saying, I'm consistently under 50%, I want to be a little bit higher before I take my final online assessment, you can keep up there with what your average test mark is, what you might need to go look back a little bit further. And then it also gives you a little discussion participation. So because this is the demo site and a lot of people are in it, we have gold participation level. Down here as well, you can download your content for offline, and you can also print individual modules as PDF for reviewing offline. So if you're traveling, for example, you can download offline content, you can download one of the modules so that you can do it while you're traveling as well. This is also where you manage your email notifications as well. So let's get into it. So here is the overall course forum. So this is where you discuss your topics with your leaders and fellow students. You can filter your topics, or you can also search topics as well. So if, for example, you're struggling with a marketing aspect, you could type in marketing here, and all of the topics that mention marketing will come up. So let's get started. So the people working in organisations is one of our most taken courses across all of our EBS programmes. So the aim of this course is to help you develop a more detailed appreciation of people factors in the workplace. So it focuses on three broad areas: what drives us as individuals to behave in certain ways, how we behave when we work in groups or teams, and the effect of your behaviour on organisational factors. So within here, you have a little introduction to the course. So you can either play the video here, or you can view the transcript. And then it gives you a little bit of information about how the course is structured. So this course is divided into 8 modules, and you would see them across it here, down the side. And then it'll give you your learning outcomes and syllabus. So on the completion of the course, you should be able to do these things. And you can also view the full syllabus if you want it in more detail. It gives you a little bit of an introduction to your course leaders. So for the people work in organisations, Linda is the course leader, and the video up here is actually from Linda. We also have Professor Heather McGregor. She also welcomes you to the course. And then here is where you will find out how you're progressing and how overall you are as well. So this updates as you go through the modules. So if you just go next, it'll take you to the next one. So 0.1 is about your ebook. So you access all of your textbooks through Cortex. It gives you a broad demonstration of how you get this. Obviously, Cortex isn't available in this demonstration course. If you'd purchased the ebook through Cortex, you sign up through that via your student thing, it comes up here. So this is what it would look like, and you can go through it all. If you do prefer a hard copy, you can purchase one at our online store. You receive 10% off if you use the Heriot-Watt discount code. So as you work through the way of each module, if the system directly points you to relevant sections of the book. So it's important that you read the relevant section of the ebook at the most relevant point. Don't be tempted to skip the reading or leave until later. You'll quickly lose the logic and flow of the module. So you're not assessed on the course content. The course content includes sections of the ebook that you're directed to read. You're not expected to know the entire context of the ebook. As you can see up here, it's 349 pages. It would be ridiculous if we'd wanted you to just memorise that. So you should also ensure that for each module you complete all of the sections before attempting the exam preparation, just so that you've got a good idea on what your knowledge is like at that time. So we also give you some additional readings. There's no additional reading required. However, if you do want additional reading, the list is here. And then obviously it'll tell you how you're progressing, and we can go on to next. So one of the most asked questions we get is assessment. So this section takes a brief look at the assessment process and how it works. Please note that this is different for every module. So every module has a different outlook on assessment tailored to its own individual learning outcomes and goals. So all of the courses are assessed by a take-home exam. We refer to this as a final online assessment. And you can register for your exam in the studies section that is up at the top here. So home is where we are just now. Studies, you can enroll for a course here, but it'll tell you all of your courses, account, and then help. So the exam assesses your achievement of the learning outcomes. It concentrates on analysis, critical thinking, and application rather than a simple recall of knowledge. So this is why it's slightly different for each individual module. So for example, for the people working organisations, in this final exam, you have one case study and 2 questions that's worth 60 marks, and then you have 2 essay questions. So if you can see here that the case study for the exam is pre-released 2 weeks prior to the exam, allowing you to diagnose the issues and consider your recommendations. On the day of the exam, the paper will contain a copy of the case study with 2 specific questions relating to this, plus you will be asked to answer 2 essay questions from a choice of 3. So the pre-release case study will be available in Module 9, 2 weeks prior to the exam, and you'll also be notified via the forum when this is available. So it also gives you a slight exam guidelines. So is the exam 100% based on the assessment? Yes. So 100% of your final grade is based on the final online assessment. It's not through the knowledge checkpoints, it's not through your reading of the textbook, it's purely based on this final online assessment. There's no prior research required. The pass mark is 50%. It's open book. You have access to your notes, your course materials, the internet, whatever might help you through this. The case study is available 2 weeks prior to the exam, and you do get a choice of questions. So how do you then prepare for your exam? So the whole course is designed so that you can acquire knowledge, develop the ability to apply theory, and critically evaluate situations, which are then required to do in exams. So the most effective exam preparations comes from working through the course in order, engage with activities and discussion, and track your process as you go. So the very end module is preparing for your exam module. This gives you a step-by-step walkthrough on how you can prepare for your exam in the best possible way. Getting the most out of your course. So what can you do to get the most out of your course? It is very important that you read through these. It gives you a good idea on how you can be reflective in your learning. And someone here has wrote an answer as well. Within your own portal, you obviously receive all of these for yourself, and it saves them all in there as well. So let's move on a little bit further. So in here, this is then starting the first of 8 modules within this. So you've got your learning outcomes, you've got your introduction from Linda again, and then we're starting to look at the actual nitty-gritty of the learning here. So you've got some knowledge building, you've got your reading. So when, obviously the link to the ebook is not available in this course. However, when it is, it'll tell you to read pages X to X, and you will simply click here and it'll take you to the ebook. We have a video here, some more further reading, another video with some information, build your knowledge, and then we've got some more knowledge building, and then at the bottom of this we have your knowledge check. So that is where on the first page that I showed you, it had 79%. This is based on your knowledge checks throughout. So you'll answer these questions, it'll tell you if the questions are right or wrong, and then you can see what your knowledge is like for that specific module. At the end of each little bit, it gives you a suggestion about how clearly did you understand this section. So because it's not clear or not sure, it'll give you some suggestions. If you're clear or very clear, you're all good to move on. You'll then move on to the next process from here. So you can see here that other parts of learning is more integral crafts. And then we have an activity here as well. So you would enter your reflection in the box below. Once you've saved this reflection, you're able to return to the page as and when you want and see what you've written. Obviously someone here has written what their answer is, and it's reflecting on the 8 metaphors that best fit your organisation and why, and the 8 metaphors is what you learned in 1.1. Another question here, and then how clearly did you understand this? So if you weren't clear about answering one of these questions, you could always put not clear and then come back to it at a later date. And then I'm just going to go through a little bit further. These are all based on your learning. And then down at the bottom here, we've got a little bit of a discussion. So how well do you work with people from other cultures? Now, this is a specific discussion board for this specific question. So it's built in to the learning here. Think about a time you've had difficulties working with someone from another culture. Use what you've learned and can you explain your difficulties working together? What could you have both done to try and bridge this gap? Now, lots of people will have answered this here, and you can see everyone's answers. You can create your new reply and you can start conversations with people on here as well. So these are built-in discussion boards into the system as well. I'm going to move a little bit more forward as well, just so that we can get through some more information. So I'm going to show you 2 and 2. So you can see here as well that there's another activity, so your own experience. Once you save this, it saves and you can go back and see it further as well. And then we have another knowledge check. So answer the questions to test yourself on this topic. The result of these questions count towards your average test mark, which can then be reviewed right back at the dashboard. So you'll answer these, you'll see how clearly you understood, and then keep going further. And then let's have a look here. So this is the module summary. So you've completed all parts of 2. You've gone through all of the information, you've started right at 2.0, and now we're now at 2.7. So this is where you'll start to have a little bit of exam preparation. So you answer the question, which is designed to help you prepare for your exam. It's important that the result of this question does not count towards the average test mark. The feedback provided once you have saved your answer will help you see if you've answered the question correctly or not. So you've got a question, you'll save it, and then it'll tell you what a good answer would cover. You can then go back and say, yep, I did do this and this, but I didn't actually do this. And then you can see how you can improve your own answer, and this will save within your portal as well. You obviously have your references, and then you will move on to the next part. So in Module 1, they introduced you to a fictional case study and provided you with some background. So as part of the exam preparation, you'll get a little bit more information on that case study. And you'll answer some questions as to what about your learning that you've just learnt there and applying it to the specific case study. So that was just a very quick run through. Obviously, you will have lots more questions based on what I've just shown you there. As I say, if you are wanting to look through it yourself, the password and login are both just the name demo. So if you pop demo in each of them, it'll take you exactly to where I was, and you can go through it in your own time and at your own pace as well. So I'm just getting the PowerPoint back up for us. I can see that there's some questions in the chat. I'm going to go through some more frequently asked questions just now, and then I will open the floor up for a discussion as well. So if you just bear with me, it is just loading my presentation. So as I say, you can access this all yourself by using the username and password demo as well. What I'll do is I will pop down the link as well for you to use. So if you just log in through this, username and password demo, and you can have access to that yourself. As part of studying with us at Heriot-Watt University, you actually have access to the Coursera Career Academy as well. Now, you have access to this through your portal. So right at the first page that I showed you on the demo there, it has access to the Coursera Career Academy. So as an alumni and as a student at Heriot-Watt, you have access to the Coursera Career Academy. So students can supplement their learning with over 500 industry courses, projects and professional certificates in 33 growing career paths. So they're micro-credentials that are available to study over 4 to 12 weeks, and they're designed by the world's leading companies. So some of the companies that we have certificates with are Google, Salesforce, AWS and Microsoft. And it ensures that current students and alumni build a practical set of skills sought after by employers. So there's no limit to how many courses one student can complete. Certificates are available in a range of subjects, and courses can be selected to prepare students for a particular career path, build on their own interests, align with their current degree pathway, or move on to a new career path as well. So you can use this for as in what you need it to. And then just a quick little thing about funding and scholarships as well. So students on our online Edinburgh Business School programmes benefit from a 20% fee reduction when you purchase all of your courses up front for your programme of choice. So it doesn't apply to PG Cert, PG Dip or DBA programmes, it's simply our MBA or MSc programmes. And each year, Edinburgh Business School at Heriot-Watt University makes a number of scholarships and discounts to help our students receive one of our awards. If you're interested in finding out more about this, You can view either our scholarships page on our website or give us a little email as well, and we can let you know. So at this point, I know I have run through the virtual learning environment very quickly. However, as I say, you do have access to the demo site yourself if you want to go through that at more at your own pace, actually fill out some of the questions, see what it's like, get a feel for it. But at this point, we would like to welcome any questions. So if you would like to email us any specific questions, or you don't want to ask a question on the call today, you can reach out to myself and Gemma at hwonlineapps@hw.ac.uk, and we can take you through a step-by-step guide there based on your own understanding and where you're wanting to go studying with us. So Gemma's popped the email address into the chat there. Thank you very much for that. I'll now open the board to questions. So I can see a couple of questions that came in while I was running through the virtual learning environment there. If you're looking about the Bachelor's in Business Management, if you give us an email, I can send over the prospectus and some information for that as well. Gemma's answered about the Speak to Advisor. And Claire, once you've saved your answer to an activity, can you go back and amend it if you want to? Absolutely. You can change it as many times as you want. If you answer something and you look back and go, actually, I've learnt more now over the next couple of weeks, I want to adjust this and add more, you can go back and amend it, absolutely. So what access is there to library and journals for research? So you have access to Cortex, which is our virtual library. You have access to this 24/7. It is all of the books that you would get in the actual library if you were studying on campus, and you have access to all of them 24/7. So a couple of questions here. What is the application deadline for the next intake? So we don't have traditional applications. Our programs that we have are fully flexible, as much as you need them, and we don't have any intakes. So you can start your study as and when is suitable for you, and when you are ready to start studying. The program is fully self-paced, and students can choose to study as much or as little as they want to. We have several students who have taken about 8 years to complete the full MSc. You know, life comes at you, things happen. Your studying is not something that comes first, but you have up to 8 years to complete a program with us. And as long as you get it done within that 8 years, it's completely up to you how long you take. So how long does it take to complete? Most of our students complete a degree with us in 3 to 4 years. Now that is people who are working full time alongside studying. This can change. There's been students that have taken less than this, and students have taken a lot more. Exams are conducted through final online assessment, as I said, within the virtual learning environment walkthrough. All 100% of your grade is through this virtual online assessment, and unfortunately we don't have WhatsApp. As I said, the start date for these programs, there is no fixed start date. It's completely up to you when you start. Intake is open and you can start at any time. So how are the exams graded? Would it be by the academic tutors? And is there an assessment period? So great question. So the exams, 50% is a pass for exams. So you submit your answers within the virtual learning environment, upload it, and then it gets sent to the tutors to mark. So you do this, and then your exam results come through to you. To pass a course at master's level, you need to achieve at least a grade C or 50% or above. We have 3 final online assessment diets through the year. So there is an assessment diet in May, August, and December. So within that period of time, you get a 24-hour period to download, upload your assessment back into the virtual learning environment. If you want any more information about that, we do have a webinar that discusses that a lot more in depth, and we can also give you more information through our email address. So if you're wanting to chat to us one-to-one, we're more than happy to do that with you. If you're looking for scholarships for your own individual circumstance, I would recommend emailing us and we can let you know what is available to you. If you order some physical books, do you use local partners to supply? I wonder how long it'll take books to arrive. It's a bit difficult to answer that question because obviously we have students all across the world studying with us, and local partners and shipping is different for all of those countries. I would base it more on how long it takes shipping to arrive at your own individual country. I know here in the UK it takes anywhere from, a couple of days to a week. It's more of an individual circumstance in that sense. Additional reading materials, they can't be bought at the Heriot-Watt shop. The shop that we have on campus doesn't have any reading materials on it. How long will it take to finish the whole course if I'm fully dedicated? Honestly, it is completely up to you. Most of our students complete a degree in the 3 to 4 years. We've had students complete it a lot sooner and a lot longer. It is completely down to you and how much time you put into the course, and really how much time you can put into the course as well. Can you share more about how one can access a tutor? Does accessing a tutor attract an additional fee? How available are these tutors within an assessment diet? Is there availability cut-off? So tutors are part of the learning material that you have, just as it would be on campus. So you will get all of the information at the start of the course that you take. You could see in the virtual learning environment there, they introduced the course tutors on that. It'll give you their information, and you can talk to them directly through there. You can email them. The tutors are available as much as they can be. So obviously, if you're studying on campus, they would have office hours. It's exactly the same if you're learning online. Tutors can only, work at times that suit them. Obviously, quite a lot of our tutors are extremely busy and only have certain office hours during the week, but that information will all be given to you right at the very start of the course about who you can contact and when. Will Coursera be valid even after graduating? Yes. So as an alumni, you still have access to the Coursera Learning Academy. The final, I can see that Gemma's answered here. The final certificate is awarded from Heriot-Watt University. If you're wanting to have a look at a sample certificate, if you email us, I can send you over a sample certificate for the MBA. Unfortunately, we do only have it for the MBA. I would like it if we had it for others, but you can see a sample MBA certificate if you would like as well. And emerging economies is applied automatically based on your country of residence. How big is the campus in Scotland? How many students in total? So unfortunately, Deirdre, this isn't a question that I could answer. That would have to be for the on-campus team. So this is just Heriot-Watt online. So I would have no idea how many students in total are on campus and how many are staying on campus. Will there be placement or career opportunities provided? So there's no placement opportunities provided. However, you can work closely with our companies that we already work with. These opportunities will be provided to you within the virtual learning environment. And then once you're alumni as well, you become part of the Watt Club. Now, the Watt Club provides you lots of career advice, quizzes, meetings if you need them, about getting a job or getting into a career that you want to get into, and the Watt Club can provide you with all of that information and assist you through that as well. So can we graduate on campus, any of the three campuses, even though we do full-time online? Absolutely. So graduation is a really important part for all of our students. You can choose to graduate here in Edinburgh. You can choose to graduate in Dubai or Malaysia. I would obviously say Edinburgh is the best space to graduate. That is completely biased. However, we host two graduation ceremonies per year. So we have one in June and one in December. Um, as a team, we all attend graduation as well. It's one of the greatest weeks that we have. Um, and all of our students are invited to graduate with us on campus. If you can't graduate on campus for whatever reason, don't worry, you're not missing out, and we will still send your degree certificate to you, and you'll get that in the post if you're not able to come and graduate with us on campus. As Gemma said in the chat, you do have to come to Edinburgh. We are very biased. We love our campus here. In June, sometimes you get the sunshine. In December, you sometimes do get the snow as well. So your graduation pictures will look really good there as well. So I am going to hang around for a little bit further. If you do have any other questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Gemma has popped the email address in the chat. If you do have any questions that come off the back of here, anything that you think of further, please just do email us, and we can answer them there for you. You can also get in touch with us through any of our social medias. So we're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and X. And you can contact us through any one of these as well. If you do have any further questions, please do just let me know. But apart from that, do have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining us.